John Kennedy finds out his driver is homeless. What he does next will melt your heart. The rain was relentless, hammering against the tinted windows of the sleek black sedan as it glided through the quiet streets of Baton Rouge. Darius Wells gripped the steering wheel, his eyes fixed on the road, though his mind was elsewhere. The dashboard clock glowed 11:52 p.m., and the wipers fought a losing battle against the downpour. In the back seat, Thupper Senator John Kennedy sat, his phone casting a faint blue light across his face as he scrolled through emails. "Thanks, Darius," Kennedy said, his Louisiana drawl warm but distracted. "Same time tomorrow," Darius nodded, his voice steady, despite the exhaustion creeping into his bones. "Yes, sir. 7:00 a.m. Sharp." Kennedy glanced up, catching a glimpse of Darius in the rearview mirror. The man's face was etched with fatigue, dark circles framing his eyes, and his blue, button-up shirt, clean but slightly wrinkled, looked like it had seen better days. Kennedy frowned but said nothing, slipping his phone into his coat pocket as Darius pulled up to the senator's residence. "Good night, sir," Darius said, holding the door open despite the rain soaking his sleeves. Kennedy nodded, pausing briefly under the porch light. "You take care now, Darius. Get some rest." As the senator disappeared inside, Darius slid back into the driver's seat, waiting until the front door closed before pulling away into the stormy night. Darius drove slowly, the city lights blurring through the rain-streaked windshield. He wasn't heading home, not to an apartment or a house, but to a grocery store parking lot on the edge of town. For 8 months, that lot had been his refuge, a place where he could park his sedan, recline the driver's seat, and sleep under a thin blanket. At 32, Darius Wells was homeless, a fact he hid with meticulous care. By day, he drove for a private car service, chauffeuring important clients like Senator Kennedy. By night, he delivered food for an app, scraping together every dollar to pay off the medical debt that had piled up during his mother's battle with pancreatic cancer. The debt was a mountain looming over every decision, every moment. But Darius refused to let it define him. In the glove compartment, tucked beneath a stack of napkins, was his phone, loaded with PDFs of engineering journals he read when the world was quiet. He'd been halfway through an electrical engineering degree when his mother got sick, and though he'd had to drop out, he hadn't let go of the dream. Not entirely. That night, as Darius parked in his usual spot, far from the streetlights, he checked his watch, 12:47 a.m. He had 4 hours before he needed to drive to the gym for a shower and get to Kennedy's place by 7:00 a.m. The gym membership was a luxury at $30 a month, but it gave him a place to stay clean, to maintain the appearance of a man who had it together. He reclined the seat, pulled the blanket over his shoulders, and closed his eyes, the rain's steady rhythm lulling him into a shallow sleep. Across town, John Kennedy sat in his study, the rain drumming against the windows. He couldn't shake the image of Darius's tired eyes, the way his shirt seemed to hang a little looser each day. Something was off, though Kennedy couldn't put his finger on it. He'd been riding with Darius for nearly a year, and the man was flawless, always on time, always professional, always knowing the fastest routes through Baton Rouge's unpredictable traffic. Kennedy trusted him, which was why he requested Darius for every trip. But tonight, that trust was tinged with curiosity. He made a mental note to pay closer attention. 2 nights later, the senator's schedule ran late. A meeting with constituents had dragged on, and it was past 1:00 a.m. when Kennedy finally called for his car. Darius arrived within minutes, his sedan pulling up to the curb outside the state office building. "Sorry to keep you this late," Kennedy said, sliding into the back seat. "No trouble at all, sir," Darius replied, his voice polite but strained. "Where to?" Kennedy hesitated, rubbing his chin. "Actually," Can you take me to the old community center on Oak Street? I forgot something there earlier. Darius nodded, merging into the empty streets. The drive was quiet, the only sound the hum of the engine and the occasional crackle of Kennedy's phone as he typed. But the senator wasn't working. He was watching Darius, noting the way he stifled a yawn, the way his shoulders slumped when he thought no one was looking. "Long day?" Kennedy asked.